Okay, so let's get started. I again gave us our introductions. This is the cover of what we're going to talk about today, introduction to what we actually do here at the university. We're going to talk a little bit about the UFV academic calendar, about grading scales, GPA and academic continuance here at the university, CIS program requirements. We're going to talk about some course planning and registration tips for the fall semester, some course planning tools, our 1 and 4 year plans, as well as a software program called the Grad Plan. And then at the end, we're going to talk about a few resources for you to be successful here at the university that you may not be aware of. Okay, and just to get started, we want to acknowledge that the University of the Fraser Valley is situated on the unceded traditional territory of the Stalo peoples, and we express our gratitude and respect for the honor of living and working in this territory. So again, my name is Rilla, and Karen is with us today as well, and we are science advisors in the UFV Advising Center. There are 4 of us that advise within the sciences, but 3 of us advise in CIS as well. So along with Karen and myself, we have Shauna Primo, and we also have Debbie Wheeler, who is a faculty advisor for science students within the biology area. The Advising Center is located on both our main Abbotsford campus as well as the Chilliwack campus. And currently, right now, we are working remotely from home because of the COVID situation. We've been working this way since March, and we expect to be working this way till the end of the year. So you can reach out to us for assistance either through email or phone. We also are seeing students virtually this way through video, as well as through email advising appointments and phone appointments. So as you move through your studies with us, you can meet with an advisor. Some students like to meet the beginning of each semester for course planning and whatnot, but we are going to be doing everything from home for the next little bit, but we still are offering the same services we always do. So there's also our advising website. You can book an appointment online to find a time slot that works for you once you start with us here at the university. And our advising website has lots of information available as well. We recommend that you book an appointment to come see an advisor once a year. It is it's not mandatory to come and see an advisor, but it is something that we highly recommend. We are here to kind of create that human connection between you and your studies at UFV. We are here to help you with course planning and program planning with your program of study, whether it's a diploma or a degree or even a certificate. We help you stay on track with your program. We also assist you with your graduation planning and declaring your majors and minors for degree programs. So as a CIS student, you are automatically admitted to your major. So CIS is your major, but we do have concentrations within the CIS degree, which we'll talk about a little bit later. And then you would be able to declare that with us in the Advising Center. If you have questions on policies or procedures or just general academic questions about the university or your studies, you can come and meet with us about that. If we can't help you in advising, we certainly know who to send you to. So we do make referrals on campus to lots of resources that can assist you in your time with us. We also work with students in career or professional program planning. So we have a lot of students that are thinking about grad school or professional programs like medicine or dental or grad school within the area of CIS or information technology or whatnot, and we can help you sort of connect the dots that way. We are also here to help you if you find that you're struggling in your courses and are having academic difficulty. We can help you understand what your academic standing means. We're going to talk about academic standing in a little bit. And also work with you on developing some strategies to be successful in your studies. And last but not least, we also do grad checking. So we work with you right from the beginning here, when you're just about to start with us in the university, right through your educational journey. So we also approve graduation in the Academic Advising Center. So I approve graduates of the CIS Diploma degrees and certificates. So we have a finger on the pulse of your education with us all the way through. So some of you have possibly already done a little bit of searching on our website. We do have several really great resources available right off of our main homepage. And one of those is the academic calendar. The academic calendar is sort of your official source of information about the programs we offer at UFV, courses, policies, procedures, as well as any academic regulations that you would need to know about. This is also where you can find information about your program of study that you've been admitted to. Under the Program Index tab, you can go in and look at the entrance requirements, all the courses that are required, and any specific program requirements that you need to be aware of. The academic calendar also offers information on our courses. So you'll see on that screenshot beside the course finder, we have the course descriptions, and on the other side, the course outlines. The course descriptions are a really handy tool if you're wanting to know what kind of courses, what the courses are about that you're going to be taking. The course descriptions just offer you a short paragraph as far as what the course is about. And the course outlines give you much more detailed information as far as learning outcomes and some topics and potential grading and assignments and things like that. So if you're wanting to get a little bit of information in advance about what the courses are going to be that you're going to be taking, that's a really great tool to use in advance of starting. Also, when you're trying to choose electives in your program, that you'll all have electives to choose. Electives meaning courses outside of your major, and you're wondering, say, what Philosophy 100 is, you can go and have a look to see what that's about. So again, if you haven't been on the academic calendar, it's a great tool. You have all been admitted under the Fall 2020 academic calendar regulations. We also have a second calendar that's available in the winter and summer, so for students that are admitted under those requirements. Okay. So my next slide I covered already, but again, this is the academic calendar is a good source of information for you if you have questions about your program. I also want to talk a little bit about grading scales here at the university. So our grading is done on a 4.33 GPA scale at the very top. So every grade that you receive here at UFV is assigned a grade point. So you may have heard, a 4.0 grade point average. We operate on a 4.33. So you will have grades all the way from an A+ all the way down to an F grade, meaning a no credit. And you are still assessed credits against the F. In order to sort of stay above, stay at average is the C level, and that's your minimum requirement of a GPA in order to be in good academic standing at UFV. So so GPA also stands for grade point average. So of your courses each semester and overall, you need to have a cumulative GPA, which is a combined GPA of a 2.0, which means that the courses that you're taking, the grades must average out to at least a 2.0. If for some reason you are not able to sustain a 2.0, you'll be put on what's known as academic warning and then later probation. And you're limited to the number of credits you can take. So you'll only be able to take up to 10 credits in the next semester. But this is also, if you're finding that you're struggling in your courses, again, you want to come and meet with one of us to kind of help you out as far as, what you can do to be successful. The other thing for those of you who have been admitted to the CIS degree, there is also one point I always like to make when I meet with brand new degree students, is that in your degree, any of your CIS or computer science courses at the upper level, so upper level meaning third and fourth year, lower level is first and second year. So any upper level CIS or computer science courses must be completed with at least a grade of a C in order to count. So that's one thing that not every student is aware of. It is in the academic calendar, but not every student knows that. So I just like to point that out. Since we're talking about academic standing, I just like to mention that at this point. So so your first and second year courses it's fine, but when you're looking at your senior level courses, you have to have that minimum actual grade of a C. So So I just want to talk a little bit about the CIS programs here at UFV. We offer a degree in CIS, which I think most of you have been admitted to. We also have a CIS Diploma, which is our 2-year program, as well as a CIS certificate, which is a 1 year of study in CIS courses. We have a lot of students that start with the diploma and ladder into the degree. The first 2 years of the degree is the diploma, so it is a way that students can at least get a 2-year program to start with to see if that's what they want, and then move into the 3rd and 4th year if they choose. With the CIS programs here, it is a very applied program, so we have a lot of courses where very project-based versus theory. I mean, there is theory, but it is a very applied program. And we have students that are going on to work in lots of different areas. Within the first 2 years of your program, it's pretty specific. Everybody does a little bit of everything. We teach web design, we teach some networking, hardware, programming courses, obviously, and then a couple of security courses as well as electives outside your major. So this gives you a really good grounding in all of these areas. And then when you hit years 3 and 4, you get to kind of do a little bit more of what you're interested in. So again, this is where we have concentrations within different areas, which I'll talk about later. As well as, so you get to, if you're not necessarily really interested in more of the networking security stuff, you really enjoy the programming and the software development side of things, within your 3rd and 4th year, you can sort of do more of those types of courses versus the other. I have students that are working in all different areas after graduation. End user support, we have students working here at our university that have graduated from our programs, working on things like system analysis, help desk, security analysts, things like that. A lot of students going on to software development, project managers, things like that. So definitely there's lots of options after you've graduated, depending on what you decided to focus on within your program. Okay. So I want to talk a little bit about our general requirements of our programs. I'm going to talk first about the CIS Diploma, and then the next slide is going to be about the degree. So one thing I always like to mention to students is that our program in CIS, both the diploma and the degree, are what I like to call a course-based program. So within the CIS Diploma, you have to do 18 courses total, and you have a mix of both applied and theoretical courses in CIS and computing science. And again, as I mentioned earlier, you're going to be learning about a bit of programming, web design, that hardware networking and security, and then some end user and customer support as well. So you kind of understand both ends. There is one required math course in the 2-year program, which is discrete math. We also have a writing communications requirement. So either Communications 125, which is communicating professionally, or English 105, which is academic writing. So the Communications 125 is a bit more technical business type writing, whereas English 105 is more about writing for a university audience, essay structure, that kind of thing. A lot of our students tend to choose the communications courses because they're a little bit more the type of writing that you're going to be doing, in an office, like a career-based setting. Everybody also has to do Communications 251, which is professional report writing, which is, again, very technical type writing, how to put together small and medium-sized reports and structure and things like that. So those, the discrete math and those 2 communications or English courses are required. And again, you have electives to choose from. Within the diploma, you have an arts elective to choose from. Within the humanities or social sciences, as well as some other approved disciplines, as well as a business administration or communications elective too. So there's, again, you have a little bit of room to choose on those. So the CIS degree, again, it is a course-based degree. As I mentioned before, years 1 and 2 is the CIS Diploma. So you do those 18 courses for the diploma, and then you would do 20 courses within your 3rd and 4th year for a total of 38. So there is a one required course outside of your major in the degree, which is statistics. And then you have that flexibility, as I say, to do coursework in your 3rd and 4th year of your choice. And you have the option, is totally optional, not required, of doing a concentration either in software development, in information systems security, or systems and networking. So there's those 3 streams. I also have a lot of students that like to take a little bit of everything to have a little bit more of a broader based education in their senior years. You again have a certain number of lower and upper level electives to be taken from other disciplines. This is your opportunity to take courses. If you always want to take a theater course, or you really like history, you've got lots of options as far as courses that you can take here, which we all of our degrees here at UFV require a certain amount of breadth. So coursework outside of your chosen major. Okay. We also have one other option that I always like to mention, which is cooperative education, also known as co-op for short. And this is an option for both our CIS degree students as well as our CIS diploma students. So what co-op is it combines both academic studies as well as work placements. It's paid work placements as part of your major. For diploma students, you have to do a minimum of 2 work terms in order to get the co-op option and finish on a full-time semester of study. And for CIS degree, you have to do at least 3. So this would be something that you would be able to do after you've completed 2 full-time semesters at the university. And once you have a GPA, so a grade point average of either 2.33 for the diploma or 2.67 for the degree. A lot of our degree students tend to like to wait until later in their time of study, usually 3rd or 4th year, because they have a little bit more education to pull from. Same with CIS diploma students, usually do co-op within their 2nd year, just because you've got a little bit more education. Again, this is completely optional. It is a really good value to add to your diploma or degree. You will extend your time with us a little bit, but you will come out with work experience in your chosen major, which can be very valuable if you're looking for employment right out of the programs. That's not to say you can't get a job without doing co-op, but it is, again, that little extra value because you're coming out with that experience. Okay. You can do co-op any semester. And the co-op program is run and managed through our Career Center at UFV. Okay. So I want to talk a little bit about course planning for the fall. We're just getting ready to start registration a few weeks from now. With the COVID situation, everything has been a little bit of a different schedule for us. And we will be, for the most part, courses will be offered online in the fall semester. There will be, for CIS students, I think for the most part, everything is going to be online. The courses that will have a lab component are going to be more of the sciences and things like trades. I believe the majority, if not all, of the CIS and Comp courses that are running in the fall will be online. There will be, for some instructors, they will have some dedicated times during the week that you do have to log in. So that could be a Wednesday from 10 to 11:20 in the morning. And then the rest for lecture, the rest of the time, it would be all online. And then there's some sections you'll see in the timetable that are just strictly online. So how many courses you take is up to you. Definitely, we have a lot of students that are also having to work at the same time as coming to school, as well as you want to make sure that you have, you have a good balance between schoolwork and your personal life. In order to be a full-time student, you have to be registered at least 9 hours per week in class. So or I shouldn't say that, 9 credits, I should say. Most of our first and second year courses in the CIS program are 3 to 4 credits. So 3 credits is the value of the course, and one 3-credit course generally means 3-credit course usually has 3 hours of instruction, so be ready to work at least 3 hours, whether it's a scheduled class. You also have to keep in mind that there's also homework and things that you have to stay on top of, which could be anywhere, at least that same amount of time. It could be anywhere from an extra 3 to 6 hours outside of class time for each course that you're doing. So if you're taking 5 courses, and you're looking at 15 hours, that could be another 15 to 20 hours outside of class to keep in mind as far as for homework and readings and assignments. working with group members. Definitely certain times of the year or certain times of the semester are going to be a little bit busier than others, getting midterms and things like that. So just keep that in mind when you're looking at the possibility if you do have to work. It is a reality for a lot of us. So, but just keep in mind as far as your balance that way. So I realized that this slide was done for my previous webinar. The Office of the Registrar is holding did hold some student webinars as far as how to register. They had their last one earlier this week, but they will be having information on the Discover Your University webpage. They have recorded them, and I believe they're going to be putting them up in the coming days now that registration is about to start. The Office of the Registrar webpage does have a step-by-step guide to registration, basically from step 1 to step 6, as well as tutorial videos. So they do have this is a great website to help you as far as walking you through what you need to do. And the Office of the Registrar, also known as OREG, you'll get to, that's probably one of the first acronyms you'll probably get to know other than CIS, I guess. OREG is the Office of the Registrar. That's where you register for classes with them. You pay your fees through them. It's where you order transcripts. Applying applications to programs is all done through OREG, or Office of the Registrar. And they are based on both the Chilliwack and the Abbotsford campus, and currently, just like the rest of us, are doing their work remotely. But yeah, their website has lots of information as far as how to register for your classes, as well as fee payment and important semester dates as far as registering, dropping. So within the Sciences and CIS, we have course planning tools for our students to help them as they navigate through the programs. And this information is available on our advising website. At the bottom of the screen here, we have our website, which is on the advising webpage and under program planning and science. Both CIS and science are limited in that. So we do have the first year plan, which I'll blow up a little bit in the next slide. And these are to kind of help you with suggestions as far as the courses we recommend for your first year, as well as a breakdown of the full 4-year degree programs. We also have flow charts for all of our majors as well to show you how the courses connect, and also web links to all of the discipline departments, whether it's CIS or biology or chemistry and whatnot. So that's information that is available to you right through our website. This is an example of what a typical fall and winter semester might look like for those of you who are CIS degree or diploma students. As I say, there's not a lot of choice, but what I can state is you can't really make too many wrong moves in your first semester with us, especially within CIS. This is what we recommend for the fall, and then what we recommend in the winter. You can mix these up. So if you decided you would rather do your discrete math course in your first semester, that's okay. The only course that has to be in the winter semester is the CIS 192, because it has a prerequisite of the CIS 190. So that's the only one you can't take right away. These are some suggested courses for students to be considered full-time. But I would say definitely within that fall semester, we have our web publishing course, which is a good introduction to HTML programming. You'll create web pages from scratch as part of that. So again, very project-based, very applied. We have the Systems Hardware Concepts course, which is all about hardware, history of the computer, parts of the computer, how they work together, how to take it apart, install RAM, that kind of thing. So that's what that one's about. Then we have our Principles of Computing course, which is Comp 125, which is a good introduction to computing, the language of computing, algorithm design, logic functions, kind of get you ready for your first programming course, Comp 150. It's not a prerequisite, meaning a course you need ahead of time, but it is one that we usually recommend in your first semester before you do your programming course. We also have the arts or approved elective there, which I spoke about. This is a course within the humanities or social sciences. We have lots of students taking University 101 in the first semester, which is an introduction to being a university student and talking about resources and strategies. That's a course that a lot of students take in their first semester with us, and which would count for that arts or approved elective. And then again, in the winter semester, we have our Intro to Networking course, which is all about understanding networking and routers and switches and how they work together. The Comp 150 Intro to Programming is teaching you the basics of coding from the ground up. There are two communications and English courses that I talked about, and then our friend Discrete Math, which is our one math course in the program for the diploma. And then you would take, those are your degree students, you're going to take your stats later on, as I talked about. So again, you've got some options there for your fall semester. The other thing that is also helpful is the My Grad Plan. So this is available to all of you through your My UFV. The My UFV, I'm hoping all of you have already had a chance to log into your My UFV. It is sort of the portal, the main portal for students. Your student email is available there. Excuse me. You can register for your classes there. Your grades are available. You can check to see how much money you owe, all of those types of things. And you can also access your My Grad Plan there. What the My Grad Plan is basically literally a checklist of your current program, the courses that you've completed, and the ones that you're still needed. So this is a really good, we go over this with you as well when you're coming in for an advising appointment. We go over it, really kind of a good way to see where you are sitting in your program, how many courses you need to graduate. I think that's the number one question that Karen and I get when students come in to meet with us is, how many classes do I need to go? The My Grad Plan can help you figure that out on your own, but as I say, you're always welcome to come in. There's also options within the My Grad Plan to what's called the what if scenario, where you can look to see what it would be if you decide to change your major. So for example, if you took a business administration course and realized, hey, I think I want to be an accountant, well, what do I need to do for the Bachelor of Business Administration, per se? There's options you can go in and see what that would look like based on the courses you've already completed and what you still have left. Those of you who may be transferring courses here to UFV, the My Grad Plan will also show you how those courses fit into your program of study. So that's something that I say it's a really great tool to use for all of us. We also use the My Grad Plan to make sure you're on track and to see that you completed your program requirements. On the next slide, I actually have a example of what the My Grad Plan looks like. This is a student who's a diploma student. And you can see what we're really looking for are these green check marks here. The green check mark means you've satisfied the requirement. And so you can see this particular student has a list of the courses that they've completed in the first year. They've completed with CIS 145 and 190, 192, and 221. These are the grades and the credit amount, and then their semester of completion. You can see a little bit lower, they're still missing CIS 270. So this is a really good way you can kind of track where you're at. Okay. This is all available to you now within your My Grad Plan. Obviously, you haven't registered for any classes yet, but you will at least be able to go in and have a look at it and see what that looks like. There's also a GPA calculator in there as well that you can figure out what your GPA would be based on the courses you've completed in your particular semester. Okay. And just before we end our presentation today, we also like to mention that we have lots of support and assistance here available to you at UFV. We're all here, your advisors, your professors, we're all here. We want to make sure that you are successful in your studies, and we have lots of ways to do that. The number one thing is to talk to your instructors. We pride ourselves on the small class sizes here at UFV. I think the largest class you're probably going to find yourself in is going to be 36 people for CIS and computer science courses, and same for your electives. hours. So your instructor will get to know you. You have the opportunity to meet with them for office hours. Obviously, right now with the COVID situation, that's a little bit different, but I know that a lot of professors are offering online office hours. You can reach out to them by email, possibly maybe setting up a virtual appointment with them. But they're the ones that are if you're in class with a particular course, they're the ones that can give you information as far as if you're struggling with the course, if you need clarification or have questions, reach out to them to see if they can assist you. We also have other resources available. Those of you who are planning on taking math and statistics, we have the Math and Stats Center available on both our Abbotsford and Chilliwack campuses. Again, they're doing everything virtually right now, but they are there to assist you with your math and statistics courses. If you have questions about your assignments, it is staffed with senior level students as well as math faculty to help you. We also have the Academic Success Center. This is, again, on both of our campuses. They offer workshops and academic resources, and probably the number one thing that I send students there for is peer tutoring. And this is a one-on-one tutoring free of charge for your courses. Again, it's totally optional. They're doing all of their peer tutoring right now online as well, obviously. But I do have several CIS and computer science students that are peer tutors. They were peer tutors this year, and I believe a bunch of them are going to be staying on for the fall. And again, you can work one-on-one with them online for assistance in your courses if you have questions or need help finding out something. And they also have peer tutoring as well for some of your other courses. So if you're taking an English or communications course, they have students that can help you with those. Or if you're a business student and you're taking, say, Business 100, they can. There's lots of disciplines that are covered within the peer tutoring. And you would sign up through their website, just like you would sign up for an advising appointment. You'd pick your tutor and pick the time that works best for you. Some of our courses here at UFV also have what are known as supported learning groups, or SLG. And these are students that are involved in the class and will offer study sessions outside of class time for extra assistance if need be. We also offer counseling services here at the university through our student services area, and they are there to help with personal counseling and career counseling, as well as study skills workshops and study skills in general. So one thing to keep in mind, I mean, if those of you who are thinking about taking University 101 in your first semester, you're going to be learning some study skills, but university doesn't come, you don't sort of just become a university student. If you have questions about exam preparation or even things like how to read your textbook properly or time management, they can help you with those types of situations you may find yourself in and give you some strategies and techniques to help you through. Again, yeah, they can be, you can book appointments with them online through our counseling website. For those of you who have a registered disability, we do have the Center for Accessibility Services to assist you with any accommodations or any support you need, as well as the Indigenous Student Center for those students who would find that support. They're there, again, on both the Abbotsford, the Center for Accessibility Services, or CAS, and the Indigenous Student Center are also available on both of our campuses and are also providing online services as well. So there's lots of services. And again, if you're not really sure who to talk to, that's where you can always email advising@ufv.ca, and one of us can assist you, or if you book an appointment, we can go from there. Okay? So that covered a lot of information in the last 34 minutes. So I do understand if there's lots of info coming at you. The presentation has been taped, and it will be available after. But I just want to take this opportunity to, absolutely welcome you to UFV. And I know the fall semester is going to be a little bit different than you had probably planned, but we are here to assist you in anything that you need. So I don't know if there's been any questions that have come up, Karen, since I can't see the chat bar.
Okay. I do have a question from Gerson Rat. Mm-hmm. Which language is usually taught in coding?
Okay, Good question. So currently right now, I mean, this is where it can be a little bit difficult that I know that this past year, in the past couple of years, they've been teaching the Comp 150 in C++. It does sometimes change every year depending on what the current program is of popularity, but currently they're teaching it in C++. There are some higher level courses that are taught in Java, but the introductory courses are currently being taught in C++. Once you understand one programming language, it can be usually a little bit easier when you're learning, say, Java or C. But yeah, right now it's C++. As far as I know. Anything else?
If you have any questions, please enter the chat and let us know what you need to know. We do have all 6 participants that have joined in.
Oh, good. Oh, that's great.
I know Pratik was having trouble seeing the slides, so I did mention that we can send out the PowerPoint if you want to email, or it will be on the Discover Your University website. This will be recorded.
Yep. So, I think that the PowerPoints are available, I think even more detailed on the DYU, but this will also be recorded too. So there'll be, and again, if not, just reach out.
Okay. We do have a question here. Is there a need to deposit $200 prior to course registration? So if you are an international student, you'll pay your tuition in full. If you are a domestic student, you pay the $200 deposit, and that needs to be in your account prior to your registration date. So registration will be the first week of July, starting around the 2nd. And so your $200 or your full tuition has to be in your account before that. So you'll want to get that done fairly shortly in order to not miss your first time to register. Okay.
The how to register section does take you through too, so there's information.
Yeah. Okay, so I have a question from Anurag. Is there anything you can suggest for us to prepare better for the coming semester?
Okay, that's a good. I know that definitely be okay. That's okay. Let's see. You want to jump into Karen? I'm just trying to think here. Thinking out loud.
Well, this certainly will be a great time to figure out how everything works works virtually on your computer, how your email works, going into your UFV account, your My UFV, and checking out your email so that you're getting all the emails. And looking up, it's called Blackboard Collaborate, which will be a program that will be used by a lot of your instructors to send you information, to communicate with you. That is quite likely where your classroom sessions will be going on, is in Blackboard Collaborate. So just getting used to all of that for the fall semester. So.
Yeah, there may be, I don't know if they're going to be doing everything through Blackboard. There may be also possibly some Zoom. It all depends on, you're going to get really, I know that for myself, working remotely, getting used to all of the online video platforms has been interesting.
Yeah.
But, just getting yourself, as Karen said, getting yourself familiar with the platform in Blackboard and your My UFV.
And making sure you are checking your UFV email.
Yes.
If you choose to forward it to your personal email, I would recommend that you check your UFV email on a very regular basis, just to be sure. There is always glitches as far as material going from one email to server to the other. So I do encourage you to really stay familiar with your UFV email account. So all of your communications from the university comes to that account.
And that, yeah, I was going to say, as well as if you're going to be emailing us or your professors, you want to email from your My UFV, your student email account, not from Gmail or Hotmail. For privacy, it has to come from your UFV, so we know it's you.
Yeah, and include your student ID as well, so we know exactly who you are.
Absolutely.
Okay, I have another question here. What will be the major for CIS degree program?
So your major, if you're doing the CIS and computing science courses, you're going to be doing a series, sort of a broad-based education within your first 2 years of those areas that I talked about. Within your third and fourth year, you get to decide, if you wanted to still do more of a broader education within computer information systems and computing science. Within the upper levels, we have more specialized courses in security, so things like malicious software and attack prevention. We have coursework in software engineering and extreme computing and artificial intelligence. So that's where you would really choose to kind of not necessarily concentrate officially, but you can do more of your particular area of interest in your years 3 and 4 if you wish to. Within the major in CIS, it's a combined within the first 2 years of both the information systems courses, like database courses and system analysis and web design, and then all those programming ones. So you're going to be having kind of a combination of the two in the first 2 years, and then in years 3 and 4, you get to continue to have something broader where you have a little bit of everything, or you can focus on one of those areas if you choose to.
Yeah, and for the CIS degree, Bachelor of Computer Information Systems, that is your major. Yes. So there's no requirement to declare a major. What you might be interested in, and that's what Rilla was talking about, were concentrations. And so there are 3 available concentrations, and you can decide as you go through your program, basically after the first 2 years, what concentration you might want to be focusing in on. And that's where you're choosing courses yourself. You have electives at the upper level, CIS or computing, and you get to choose the courses that you want to take and perhaps focusing in on a particular concentration. There's 3 concentrations. Rilla, just so I get them right, you might want to go through them.
Software development, information system security, and systems and networking.
That's right. So there's the 3. Now, another person talked about the majors as well. Francis has asked, students can major in computing science, but that's within the Bachelor of Science program.
Just going to mention that.
Yeah, so if you're wanting to focus more on computing science, which you can still do within the CIS degree, you could switch to the Bachelor of Science, which requires a fair bit more math, so that's one thing to consider. So you have calculus, more discrete mathematics, statistics, and a few other second-year mathematics courses. So Ritka asked in what time frame the online classes will be. So all of your classes are going to start September 14th and thereabouts, and will continue through to the beginning of December. So you're expected to sign on as soon as classes start into your online platform or into your platform for the class, and you will be continuing for those courses all the way through, and then early December you'll start in on your final exams. So it is for the 4 months, basically. Anything to add there, Rilla?
No, I think you covered it. The other thing, too, is we're really just looking at your fall semester right now, choosing your courses. For the winter semester, you're going to be doing that in November. So we're just focusing on course planning for fall right now.
We have a question. Will there be any virtual extracurricular activities or clubs that we could join for the first semester?
Oh, that's a good question. Within the CIS area and computing science, we do have a student association. It's known as the CSA, or Computing Student Association. I don't know what they are doing right now as far as if they have I know that I think they have a Facebook page. They also have on the CIS website, they have a connection to that. So they may be, I don't know if they're going to be having any virtual events or anything, but certainly that might be a possibility. Student Life is also a really great resource as far as things for volunteering and extracurriculars and events. I'm assuming they're going to be maybe doing a little bit, trying to build community and doing some online gatherings. Those of you who are international students, I know the international department has things like their student resources, step cafes, things like that they're trying to connect everyone together to. So their orientations will be coming up, I think, in the next pretty quick, and they'll have some information about that as well. But there's also those of you who are wanting this. I know that for employees, we have a group to help us stay active. There's also UFV Reach, which is a Facebook group. Those of you on Facebook, that is going to be there for students to kind of create community and to stay active. So I think there's going to be lots of opportunities to be involved, even though you're not here on campus, trying to connect everybody together as best that we can. So that's a great question. Stay tuned, I think is the answer to that.
And stay connected to your email.
Yes.
There's another one.
Yes, definitely. Any opportunities they'll be communicated to you through that.
In your My UFV account, messages come through that as well. So you can look, and they usually have some events that are just part of that platform. Will there be any practicals is a question that we have here.
Within CIS, I believe that the courses, at least within the first year that or at least for this coming semester, it's going to be done online. Within the program, there are some courses of electives that do have a lab component. So, if we're just online for the fall, that's one thing. If we're back on campus in January, there are some courses that do have a separate lab component, but not within your first year courses. Within the second, third, and fourth year, there are some that have a lab. A lot of the courses that you're going to be doing, it's going to be project-based, like, for example, the web publishing, where you're creating web pages, or you might be, creating putting together databases and things for some of your other courses, but a lot of that is done. It's not a separate practical lab.
Some of the visual arts, if you choose an arts elective, some of the visual arts may be having some on-campus.
Yeah, that's true.
Definitely, if you wanted to take a first-year science, a number of the first-year sciences are having on-campus labs as well. If you want to take everything virtual, and you're not intending on coming anywhere near the campus, do watch that you're not signing up for any courses that require on-campus attendance. As Rilla said, though, the CIS and Comp courses are all online for the fall semester.
Some of them, as I say, will be online, but I think some will have some are just strictly online, and some do have a time that you actually have to be logged onto the course shell, or instruction or discussion or some kind of activity. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah. So there are online self-directed courses, and then there's something called synchronous, meaning you need to sign in at a particular time and participate in the lectures in the classroom. So. But on-campus attendance is pretty limited to the labs and some of the visual arts courses.
Yeah.
Any other questions? We still have about 11 minutes to go if you have other things you want to talk about.
Well, thanks everyone again for coming out, and we hope to see you virtually in the fall semester. And as I say again, welcome, and do let us know if we can be of any assistance. And have a great day. Take care. Stay safe. All right.